Life of Belle sounded amazing. This is a 2024 film written and directed by Shawn Robinson, and we have a cast including Sarah May Robinson, Matthew Robinson, Syrenne Robinson, and Zachary Robinson. And it's a found footage film where the police have released the home surveillance footage in the hope of finding Belle, a young girl who has gone missing. And obviously she's in the footage because it's footage before she went missing. And as a concept, I don't hate it. In fact, I really liked it. I was immediately drawn to this. I thought this sounds amazing. The narrative itself sounded really fascinating. Even if it wasn't that scary, it is meant to be a horror, the narrative could have still been really fascinating. But unfortunately, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, nothing happens for about 90% of the film. And it's about an hour and 15, an hour and 10 minutes, and nothing happens at all. The camera work is good. The surveillance footage, the found footage aspect, yes, that works well. We have a variety of camera angles, some believable aspects there, so no problems with the camera work. The performances are good and very believable as well. I genuinely felt like we were watching this family going about their home, interacting with one another. It's very believable. It's very realistic. But also real life is often very boring and mundane. And unfortunately, that's the bulk of what we get here. And nothing happens. And when something does happen, it's very, very brief. It's not scary either. In fact, I don't think this can be called a horror film. Technically, it's a horror film. It's marketed as a horror film. But there is basically nothing in it that is a horror film element, apart from, obviously, found footage, surveillance camera footage. That's a very classic horror trope. But there's nothing in this that's scary. Nothing happens for pretty much the whole film. So, yes, realistic, believable, but that doesn't mean it's interesting. So, unfortunately, I can't recommend it, and it's a shame, because it sounded really amazing. It sounded like a really great concept, and going into it, within the first couple of minutes, I wanted to know what happened to Belle, the character who has gone missing. And then I realised that it wasn't interesting and I didn't care anymore. So, not a great film. A good idea, poorly executed with regards to the narrative and the horror aspect, but the camera work is good, the performances are believable, the family dynamic works well. And I'm assuming, based on the fact they all have the same surname, that they are actually a family in real life. Do I recommend it? Maybe only if you want something to put on in the background for background company while you're doing other things. Certainly you could watch it, look away for 20 minutes, come back, and you wouldn't have missed anything. So if you just want background company, sure, it's not irritating. The performances aren't bad. The camera work is good. It is simply that nothing happens. So sure, background company, it could work well. Maybe you'd enjoy it more than I did. But if you're actually looking for a film with a fascinating narrative, a well-executed story, and some strong horror elements, then unfortunately, Life of Belle is not going to be that film. I had high hopes based on the general concept, but unfortunately, I was ultimately left feeling pretty disappointed.